Now, another thing I wanted to talk to you about is more recently you've come in to see me for hormone optimization.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been getting hormone pellets now for a few months. You've had your first one and then a second round.
Mm-hmm.
So how has that been for you? What was the experience like getting the pellets, and then what did you notice changing since you've been receiving the hormones?
So that was another something's wrong and I need to fix it situation. I was noticing a lot of sleeplessness at night, waking up at 3, can't go back to sleep, night sweats, which are terrible,
The worst.
and just a lot of symptoms of going into menopause. And so I just picked up the phone and called your office. And after talking with you about it, we decided that the pellets were the best thing to do. I'm so glad that I did it. And they were, to me, it was an expense that I have to budget for, but it's 100% worth it. Again, the night sweats are gone. I'm sleeping through the night. And I feel like I have not only more energy, but more stamina, if that makes sense. I
Yeah.
don't know which hormone is responsible for that, but I feel like I have more stamina.
Yeah, that's interesting. I felt like that too, and you're probably talking about one of the effects of testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is when we sleep well, everything just works better, doesn't it? I
Yes.
suffered with terrible insomnia as well, and I think out of all of the bad stuff that happens with menopause, that was probably the worst one for me.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, when you can sleep, then you have more energy, you have more stamina. But with that, on top of the estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, everything just felt better for me.
Just being able to resolve the night sweats, was just something I'd never experienced before, and to have it come on all of a sudden and suffer with it for several months was awful. It was gone almost instantly.
Yeah.
So I felt so much better.
So that's a symptom of low estrogen, and many people experience that. I certainly did too. And talk about a way to prevent you from sleeping, and that's going to wake you up, and you got to get changed and all of that.
Yes.
So making that go away is huge. It was for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
And estrogen and pellets, like you said, gets into your system very quickly, just 2 or 3 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I felt better almost immediately.
Did you notice anything else change? Now I know you're married, so
Libido
sex,
does
yeah,
change.
sex drive.
Yes, and that was something that we had talked about before because going into menopause had become almost non-existent.
Yeah.
And it's definitely waking up, and noticeably so. So that was a nice change.
Yeah, that really is, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, that was such a big one for me. I wrote a book about it. 'Cause
Exactly.
I had absolutely no sex drive, and I've talked about this on many, many interviews. And then having that come back is such a beautiful thing. I'm so grateful to be able to share that with other women. So, what advice would you give to women who are suffering with menopause symptoms that are maybe worried about getting hormones and not taking that step?
So talk to your doctor for sure, because there are reasons I couldn't take oral hormones. Physically, they weren't a good idea for me. And this is so simple. I come in every 3.5, 4 months. The procedure takes 10 minutes, maybe. There's nothing to it.
So, does it hurt?
No, you get a little shot beforehand and it numbs that area, and then there's just some pressure. So it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt afterwards at all. And I go back to work afterwards. It's fine. So, it's definitely worth consulting your doctor about the pellets.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And I can't wait to share your news with other women so they can feel as good as you and I do.
Good.